The Amazon rainforest. A world of breathtaking biodiversity, a living library of evolutionary secrets, and a place where myth and reality intertwine. For centuries, whispers have echoed from its depths, tales of colossal serpents, river gods that command the waterways. These are stories that blur the line between folklore and eyewitness accounts, legends that have captivated explorers and scientists alike. But what if the legends were true? What if, hidden within these emerald jungles, a giant previously unknown to science was waiting to be found? If you're a snake lover, then you need to see this discovery. It challenges everything we thought we knew about one of the planet's most iconic reptiles. If you're into tropical mysteries, then buckle up. We're about to journey deep into a remote territory where science and ancient knowledge converge. And if you've ever wondered just how big a snake can truly get, this story might not just surprise you, it might redefine the very limits of possibility. Our story begins in the heart of the Ecuadorian Amazon, within the ancestral lands of the Waorani people. This is one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, a region largely untouched by the outside world. For years, a team of international researchers, led by Professor Brian Fry, has been working here, not just to study its wildlife, but to understand the impacts of environmental contamination from oil drilling. Their work is a unique collaboration, blending modern scientific techniques with the profound ecological wisdom of the Waorani, who have lived in harmony with this forest for countless generations. The Waorani consider the Anaconda sacred, a spiritual protector of the waterways. They had long spoken of two distinct types of anacondas in their territory, one larger and darker than the other. Intrigued, the scientific team, guided by Waorani experts, embarked on a 10-day expedition into the Bameno region, a journey deep into the jungle by canoe, following the serpentine paths of the rivers. The conditions were grueling: intense humidity, swarms of insects, and the constant watchful presence of the forest itself. Their mission: to find, document, and collect samples from these legendary serpents. Following the guidance of their Waorani partners, the team was led to a spot where a truly colossal snake was resting. The moment of discovery was one of pure awe. Submerged in the shallow, murky water was a female anaconda of staggering proportions. This was no ordinary snake. Its head was the size of a human's, its body as thick as a car tire. The team knew they were in the presence of a true apex predator, a giant that had ruled these waters for decades. With immense care and respect, they took its measurements. The tape stretched to an incredible 6.3 meters, or nearly 21 feet long. They estimated its weight at over 200 kilograms, or 440 pounds. This was one of the largest anacondas ever scientifically documented. But beyond its sheer size, the team observed its behavior. The animal was remarkably calm, its slow, powerful movements exuding a quiet confidence. It was a master of its environment, perfectly camouflaged in the dark, leaf-littered water that is its hunting ground. The most crucial part of the encounter was yet to come. The team collected genetic samples, blood and tissue, that would hold the key to understanding this animal's true identity. This is where the story transitions from the field to the laboratory. Back in the lab, the DNA was sequenced and compared to samples from the known green anaconda, which is found further south across the Amazon basin. The results were shocking. The genetic data revealed that this northern population was profoundly different. It showed a staggering 5.5% genetic divergence from its southern relative. To put that into perspective, the genetic difference between humans and chimpanzees is only about 2%. This wasn't just a regional variation. This was evidence of a deep, ancient evolutionary split. The analysis suggested that the two lineages of anacondas diverged nearly 10 million years ago, separating when the greater Amazon basin was divided by a massive inland sea. For millions of years, these two species had been evolving in complete isolation. Based on this evidence, the team proposed a new species name, the northern green anaconda. The word Akeima comes from the local Warani language, meaning great snake. But in science, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and the announcement was met with immediate debate within the herpetological community. Not everyone is convinced. The controversy isn't about the genetic data itself, which is robust, but about the formal process of naming a new species. Critics argue that the naming and some of the analyses may have broken the strict rules of the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. These rules require a designated type specimen, a physical, preserved example of the new species, to be deposited in a museum for other researchers to study. The expedition did not collect the giant female for this purpose. Furthermore, some scientists argue that while the genetic divergence is significant, it might be more appropriate to classify it as a subspecies rather than a full, distinct species until more comprehensive genomic studies are completed. So, is it a brand new species or a controversial reclassification? The debate is ongoing, a fascinating example of the rigorous, self-correcting nature of the scientific process. Yet, this scientific debate overlooks a crucial truth. For the Waorani people, this was never a discovery. It was a confirmation. Their oral traditions, passed down through generations, have always recognized two different anacondas. This new species has been a part of their cosmology, their stories, and their world for millennia. This highlights the immense value of indigenous knowledge. The collaboration demonstrates a more ethical and effective model for conservation and research, one where Western science listens to and respects the deep ancestral wisdom of the land's traditional custodians. Regardless of its official name, the northern green anaconda is an apex predator of immense ecological importance. As a keystone species, it sits at the top of the food chain, regulating the populations of animals like capybaras, caimans, and even deer. Its presence is a sign of a healthy, functioning aquatic ecosystem. These giants are ambush hunters, using the murky waters as cover, waiting patiently for days or weeks for the perfect moment to strike. Their health is directly tied to the health of the rivers they inhabit, making them a critical barometer for the well-being of the entire Amazon basin. And what about those legends of even bigger snakes? The 6.3-meter female is a giant by any standard. But the Waorani stories, and even historical accounts from early explorers, hint at even larger beasts. Local knowledge speaks of individuals that may exceed 7.5 meters, that's nearly 25 feet, and weigh close to half a ton, or 500 kilograms. Verifying such claims is incredibly difficult. These animals are masters of camouflage, living in remote, inaccessible areas. A snake of that size would be a rare, ancient creature. But this discovery proves that we should not be so quick to dismiss such accounts as mere myth. The Amazon may still hold giants larger than any we have ever measured. Ultimately, the discovery of the northern green anaconda is a powerful reminder of what's at stake. This magnificent species, newly introduced to science, is already facing existential threats. Its habitat is fragmented and polluted by oil spills, deforestation, and the impacts of climate change. The very rivers that are its lifeblood are being poisoned. Protecting these giants means protecting the entire ecosystem. It requires supporting the rights of indigenous guardians like the Waorani and promoting responsible practices, whether in resource extraction or tourism. Whether it's a new species or a subspecies, one thing is certain. A population of giant anacondas, genetically distinct for 10 million years, has been hiding in plain sight. This discovery shines a brilliant light on the staggering undiscovered biodiversity of the Amazon and the critical importance of indigenous knowledge in unlocking its secrets. It reminds us that there are still giants hiding in the rainforest and that the age of discovery is far from over. The scientific debate will continue and new evidence will emerge. Follow for the next update as scientists and critics continue to debate the evidence, and as we learn more about the life of this incredible Amazonian titan.